Alright, so now I'll continue on the Panasonic TOUGHBOOK. So there's the SSD in here. So you slide this little piece here, and when you slide that, you can pull this out. Alright, so I'm not going to take the whole SSD apart, but this part, as you can see, there's little latches that get in the way. So you can actually pull the plastic back while you pull the metal piece out. Alright, it's kind of a pain to do it. But yeah, basically you pull that while you pull on the metal piece, and you do that on both sides, and then also on the top here. So the easiest way I found is you kind of pull this up with your nails and then push on this with your thumb. Okay, and that kind of will push the SSD case out. And then same thing with this side. Alright, and same thing with this side. Okay. If you don't, what you can do, so once you do that, as you can see, you can pull it out. But if you can't do it like that, you can kind of use a thin tool, something like this, and kind of just pry it in there, and then while you're doing that, you can pull it out. Okay, so just do that. As you can see, the whole tray is coming out. Gotta pry this side up again. Just like that. Okay, and the SSD is in this box like this. So you want to be careful with this, but basically there's these flaps that fold down, and then you can slowly peel up this foam. Make sure push down at the part where you're not peeling it up so that you don't pull off this. I believe this is like a thermal sensor thing to detect how warm the SSD is. But yeah, so there's these foam pads that you just peel it up and it comes out like this. Let's see here, I'm going to try and be careful and peel it out. Okay, so it comes out like that. Try not to pull up this thermal sensor while you're taking it out. But basically, this is just a standard SSD, okay, just like that. And then they have this extra connector, I think that's for thermal, for checking the temperature. But yeah, so this is a standard SATA hard drive, so if you wanted to replace it, you can. Okay, so that's how that goes. I'm going to put this all back now. Alright. So this one I can actually just transfer to the replacement computer. But yeah. So these foam pads, they are kind of sticky. They stick to the hard drive. So make sure, line it all up properly, and then stick it back down. Okay. Alright, just like that. And just like that. Okay. And then, as you can see, where the cable comes out, that goes down. So you can't actually put it the other way because the cutout is that designed in that way. So just put it back in. Alright, and then we'll slot this back. Alright, so just like that, line it all up, and then just push it back into place. Okay, alright, just like that. There you go. So I'll set that aside. Let's see, alright, we'll continue removing the screws. So I'll switch back to the PH1. And then start removing all these screws. Oh, let me turn the fan off. Sorry, I don't know if you were having a hard time hearing me, but there we go. It's hot, but I have to sacrifice so you guys can hear what's going on. Okay, so remove all these screws. The screws are a bit tight, so okay. I'm not sure if I have to remove all the screws for the handle, but we'll find out. So I'm just going to keep going across and removing all the screws. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. All right. And these screws are all slightly different, so or a lot of them are slightly different, so make sure to keep track of them. All right. Moving all the screws. Yeah, this is going to be tough to put back. There's so many screws to keep track of. Okay. Just keep moving all the screws. There are lots and lots of screws in this thing. Okay. I don't know what this little thing is for. It doesn't move anywhere. Maybe it needs a screw removed or something, but I don't know. That little latch doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's remove the screws from this. It looks like this piece is going to come out. Okay, so take that out. Okay, this is for a dock. I don't know if they actually use that, but that dock connector's on the original one as well. Okay, so getting all those screws out. Let's see if there's anything else I need to remove here. There's all these connectors that I'll probably have to remove. I'm gonna have to peel up all this stuff. Okay, be careful when you peel up this kind of stuff that you don't peel up connectors and damage things. So I try and hold down the connectors as I peel up the adhesive. Okay, so this is all coming out. Okay, I don't know where to put all this tape stuff on here, but looks like we have to remove it, so we will remove it. Okay, this is kind of stuck here, so I'm probably going to leave that. Let's see here. So there's this card reader looking thing here. I don't know why. Oh, this all got bent. So I'm probably not going to reuse this card reader because this card reader part, it got all pushed out. So I'm just going to disconnect the cable. Hopefully the other one has that same card reader. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to transfer that card reader over. Hopefully they don't need this because it looks like it's going to be damaged. We shall see. Okay, to remove this connector, you just grab the two white plastic parts and then pull it back. It'll slide out, and then you should be able to remove this cable. Alright, why is it stuck? Oh, they also put a tape on top. So you also need to peel this tape off. Since they taped that side, I'll actually pull the other side of the connector out. So we'll leave that side. Pull that latch back, and then we'll pull this one. This one has little brown tabs. Pull that, and then you can see it comes out just like that. Okay, so you got the wireless card here. I believe this is for the charge port, but I'm not sure. Huh. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to remove all these screws too. So I'm gonna remove these other screws from the back here. Hopefully I can remember where all these screws came from. There's so many. Okay. Okay, so take those little screws out. Then these hinge covers probably just come off. Let's see here. Okay, probably have to have this open. Yep. There we go, and then you can remove these. Alright, so I'll set those there. Looks like the hinges are a little easy to get to. Let me see about this one. So it looks like for the keyboard connector, you would have to remove this piece. So switch back to a J0 or P0. Take those out. Okay. And let's see if this will come off. They also use an adhesive here too. Crazy how much adhesive they use to hold the keyboard. So yeah, you have to peel this thing up to get to here. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a watertight seal. Alright, but it looks like they destroyed this, so I'm gonna leave that be. I'll disconnect this just in case. Okay, so this was here as well. So as you can see, they had this little piece here and there is this little springy looking thing that sticks out underneath. Okay, so it just goes like that. So I'm going to take this out. That there. Looks like that piece of metal isn't really magnetic. Okay, so we got all of that. I'm not going to take out the hinge because you have to usually disconnect some cables before you start messing with hinges. So we'll leave that. And then I'm going to also transfer over the other screen. So let's peel this off, get this out of the way. Okay, I can probably leave this stuff here, so I'm going to just peel it aside. Then we'll peel off this tape. Hopefully, okay, I am recording. Got me a little worried. So peel this up. For some reason, my phone doesn't let me do more than 40 minutes of recording, so hopefully I won't have to do too many parts of this video. The antennas, you just pull from the tail up at an angle and it'll pop off. To put it back, you just line them back up and then push them straight down. Make sure they're completely aligned before you push it down or you can damage them. Okay, so we got the wireless card, take out the screw, it'll pop up at an angle, and then you just wiggle it and pull it out. Okay, just like that. I'm going to set the tape with it just so I don't get it mixed up. Okay. Alright, let's see. Anything else? There's this connector here. I would disconnect this just in case it's connected to something underneath. Then you got this dock connector. So I don't think I need to remove this because the other one uses it, but just in case, basically you pull these brown tabs down. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but once you pull those brown tabs down, then you can pull this connector out. Okay. What else? We'll pull out this connector. I'm not sure what it's for. It's just power. There's no data, so I'm thinking it's for like a charge port or something, but we'll pull it out. It looks pretty heavy duty for power, so I don't know. Then we got the RAM here. I'm gonna leave the RAM on this one because I'm transferring the whole board over. So, but basically, if you replace the RAM, what you want to do, okay, be careful because this thing is all taped on here. I hope peeling this tape doesn't damage the RAM, but yeah, so once you do that, you pull these two levers aside and you can pull the RAM out. So this is PC3, 4 gigabytes. So this is DDR3 memory, 12800S. Okay. So this is an old style of RAM. I don't know if the new one that they got uses new RAM or anything, but yeah, this is an older style. Okay, so I don't think I need to remove all these screws because there's screws that are underneath this part that I can't reach. So I'm going to remove just the screws that are in this gray area. So we'll remove that. Switch back to a J0 or J1. Sorry, I'm getting another call, so I will continue another video in a bit. All right, see you then. Bye.